So let's move on to the next set. We're gonna have ZVZ this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest here, Snipe. I'm not looking forward to casting a ZVZ because I'm pretty sure, I'm speaking for the both of us here, our ZVZ knowledge is incredibly limited. Um, but we'll do our best to try to point out some of the players' mistakes as well as what we think they could have done better.
The good thing for us is ZVZs usually don't go on very long either.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good
generally
point.
considered the fastest matchup, so we'll see. I mean, these could be long games. You never know. See how they go. It should be noted these players are playing on the correct first map, unlike that last series we saw. But in the bottom left here, we have Jody High Roller, the brown Zerg, from my team, Team Supply Block. And in the top right, we have the purple Zerg, Rage Kaczynsky, something, from your team, Team Beast.
Yes, despite being on Team Beast with me, I am also unaware of how to properly pronounce his name. So I lose points for that. I apologize.
I don't know too much about Rage. I know Jody plays a fair bit. He's one of our better B teamers, I would say. He's been giving tips to some of our other B teamers. I'm looking forward to the game. See if he
Yeah,
can
so
bring it out for our team.
just judging off of last game, I could tell that this will be slightly different. Neither of the players have gone for the early, any early sort of 6 pool or 5 pool, 4 pool type build. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure, yeah, for ZVZ you wouldn't want to do that type of build, especially on a map with such long travel distances. Because say you 5 pool, and your opponent opens 9, you're probably just really, really, really far behind.
Yeah. And we do see Rage going for a 9 pool speed. He's got the pool started and his gas started, where it looks like Jody went for a 12 pool. I think 12 pool wins out here. Like, I don't know the Zerg builds all that well, but generally getting a slightly later pool and getting more drones, I think works out in favor of the person with more drones. Because by the time the lings arrive, he should have more than enough lings to defend.
Yeah, that does make sense. Maybe the only issue I would imagine seeing is Jody not having speed on his lings, which I would assume makes it much harder to micro against speedlings. So this could still work out for Rage. He might have the advantage if he's aggressive and tries to push.
And we do see Jody actually taking a hatchery here at his natural. So that leaves another spot that he actually has to defend.
Yeah, so I think this second hatchery here is going to be pretty key. If Rage is able to take it down with his initial Zerglings and he's able to capitalize on his ling speed advantage, he might be able to get ahead. But if this second hatch is allowed to survive, then he's just going to be too far behind in terms of macro options.
Yeah, I mean, if this second hatch lives, Jody will have twice the larva. He can just outproduce him in lings.
Exactly.
Let's get ahead. Like, we can see Rage is already getting his lair, so he would get mutas out sooner, while as Jody just started to mine gas.
So this is a pretty tense situation. The first 6 Zerglings are now kind of pounding on this hatchery. But the thing is, it's equal number of lings, and there's drones. Oh,
Looks like
Rage
Jody
didn't micro
may have-
his Zergling, so he loses a few for free as well.
And it looks like he may even have more lings.
Yeah, speed did kick in for him, though.
Speed, yeah, just
So he has that advantage. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Oh.
So the hatch comes up. Now he's going to be able to start using that larva for more lings. And slowly, increase his ling count to be higher. Rage doing a nice job picking at that hatchery a little bit more.
Yeah, I like what Rage is doing. He's able to... Oh, he gets sandwiched. He's picking off some units here and there, getting some free damage on the hatchery. He's putting on a lot of pressure, but I don't know if this is enough. There's a bunch of Zerglings coming out of the hatcheries for Jody. It might be too much. If Jody just spams Zerglings and A moves, he might be able to just overwhelm and muscle out Rage.
Jody's speed's getting close to done here too, so once that kicks in, he could just outproduce him in Lings. And we do see Rage is worried about this, throwing down a creep colony here. And just starting the Spire, it's still a long way from finishing.
Yeah, so
Jody
I
has a-
definitely don't agree with this creep colony positioning. I get it that he might be worried about a Zergling counterattack and it overwhelms his forces. The thing is, the placement of this colony doesn't defend a good chunk of his base. The Zerglings can kind of just run around this creep colony and attack the gas, attack the spawning pool, and this sunken, if it does get morphed, will be completely useless.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want to in ZVZ, building placement's pretty important. You want to try and, if you have to make a sunken, make it in a place that can protect all of your buildings or most of your buildings. Like I would have preferred if the Spire was somewhere closer to the spawning pool, and maybe the sunken behind it, making it harder for a Lynx around,
Yeah.
and then it protects like his mineral line, his gas. It protects everything, right?
Right. You want to have, you're trying to maximize the cost effectiveness or the efficiency of all the minerals and resources that you're spending. So, say you do need, why make multiple sunkens when you can just have one sunken do the job, right? That defends all your buildings.
So we see Rage has got a pretty nice position set up above the ramp. There's no way Jody should be going up and attacking into that.
Yeah, that
And
would
he
be a bad
notices that
idea.
and pulls it back. Or is he going for it? I'm not sure. I agree with trying to attack up a ramp. Like, usually the player on top of the ramp with the better concave is going to trade more efficiently, but we do see some Lings running away. Okay, they came back. Yeah, see. So that didn't go very well for Jody. He's actually behind in supply now.
Right, but even then, it doesn't really matter too much to be trading Zerglings like this because, like we mentioned before, Jody has double the larva production now. So, throwing away, trading efficiently is fine because he can just produce again at double the rate. And the longer this game goes on, having 2 hatcheries making 3 additional larvae, it's going to be a huge deal. Yeah, and the spore colony is also up in time to deal with the Mutalisk as well. Yeah, so 1 or 2, 3 Mutalisks won't be able to do anything to the spore colony.
We haven't seen a Spire at all for Jody either, so it looks like he's planning on staying on Lings for a while. And he's only got 1 drone on gas, so he's not mining a lot of gas, though he does have a lot of gas banked up. It could be better, like if he's not gonna go for mutas anytime soon, he should probably just stop mining gas altogether and get the extra minerals. Just because he has so much gas and nothing to spend it on at the moment. We do see he's throwing down his Spire just now.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the Spire was a lot later than it could have been. By the time he threw it down, he already had about 1,000 gas sitting in the bank. So, if he was planning on not building the Spire anytime soon, he could have pulled, his gas drones, mined some more minerals. In fact, I do want to point out he has an AFK drone in the mineral line. So when you're playing such a, especially mirror matchups, any lost mining, that you take away from yourself, it could be really detrimental.
All right, he takes down the sunken, and cost some mining time out of Rage. Probably not the best thing, but taking anything at this point when you have the larva lead is pretty good.
Yeah, and it also opens up, I guess now that the sunken is gone, there's always the threat. If these Mutalisks from Rage ever try to get too aggressive, there's the threat of, 6 Zerglings kind of running into his main and wreaking havoc.
Yeah. It looks like Rage is possibly setting up to take a base here. To finally take his natural. No. Is he going to lose that drone though? Oh, is the Woodland going to get it? He's running? No, okay. So the drone survives.
Yeah, that would have been really nice.
Would have been a nice snipe with that 1 Ling. Yeah, so where do you go from here as Rage? You have like 4 Mutalisks. 5th one just popped. You can't really commit too heavily to attacking any of these spores. And now Jody's Spire is up, so he can start producing Scourge and Muta himself. And we see the first couple Scourge pop right by the Mutalisks. Is he going to get a hit? Does Jody have the micro? Do the Chinese triangle?
Yeah, so microing Mutalisks in general. Oh, he does lose a Mutalisk there actually, but even microing in like Zerg versus Terran situations, like on micro maps, I find it really hard to micro your Mutalisks. But microing against Scourge is even more difficult. So I don't know how Zergs do it.
Yeah, no, me either. Not that I've tried Mutalisk micro all that much, but I don't even know the proper way to do it.
Yeah, so it seems like Rage is just dancing around with his group of 4 Mutalisks, but with the spore colonies in the bases, he can't really do anything with them.
Jody has, at this point, Jody has way more drones, and he has way more larvae to use. Rage's second hatch just came up now, so he will get some more larvae from that now. But like, he's only got 4 drones on minerals, and it looks like he actually has 4 drones on gas as well.
I think he has more, like 5 drones or something. He has a lot of drones mining gas.
Yeah. Whereas Jody has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 drones mining minerals and 3 on gas. So he's getting a lot more money. He's had that hatchery up. Oh, now he's mining his second gas. I mean, the longer this goes on, the further he's going to get ahead, I think.
Yeah, so actually, if Jody decides to ever attack, he's already macroed up enough units that he can just A-move and, destroy all of Rage's Mutalisks, as well as just take out all the drones in his bases.
Rage is looking to be aggressive here, but he hardly has any mutas. Like, Jody has more mutas, Jody has more lings, and the Scourge, so I don't see a way for Rage to win this.
Yeah, I need to take a look at the supply difference.
And he just lost a couple mutas.
Yeah, having that difference in larva for so long, I think it really did cost him this game. So, I think it just all goes back to whether or not he was able to kill Jody's hatchery with his initial Zerglings. He did come super close. I think he took out like 75% of the HP from that hatchery.
Yeah. Yeah, if he had killed that hatch, could have been quite a different game, I think, so. Unfortunate, but Jody takes game number 1. Go team supply block. Alright. And they got the correct second map as well, so things are looking better.
Yes, very nice, guys. I'm pretty sure if you guys aren't aware of each week's map pool, it does change on a week-to-week basis, but when you guys check out the Team Liquid post showing the matchups, the three maps you guys need to be playing on should be listed there as well for you guys.
In the order that you should be playing them as well, so just make note of that when you're checking your matches or whatever, just so you know what maps to play. Alright, let's see how this next game goes. Looks like we got cross spawns this time. With Rage here, the white Zerg in the bottom left, down 0-1. And then in the top right we have the teal Zerg, Jody, up 1-0, trying to take a 2-0. Same. Be interesting to see if the players try do the same builds they did last game, or if they try and mix up, do something else. So, see if anyone goes for a 9 pool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we factor in the cross position spawns, the player that goes for the more defensive option will most likely benefit from it. But neither of the players really have that scouting information yet, so we'll see if they get lucky or not.
They both went for an overload first, so no 9 pools this game. You could see possibly a 12 pool or a 12 hatch. I don't think overpool is all that common in ZVZ. It can be used, but I think generally the other three are better. So we
Yeah.
do see a 12 pool from both players. Similar builds this game. Though it looks like Rage is taking his gas early again.
Yeah, so it seems like he's doing a pretty similar concept to what he did in the first game. Also going for the quicker gas for speed. And perhaps Jody will be going for the earlier hatchery like he did last game, which it looks like he's going to do.
So it looks like Jody is just planning to do the same build he did last time. Maybe it's what he's most comfortable with, most practiced with in ZVZ.
Yeah, so actually Rage threw down his
Rage
hatchery
is-
as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the only difference is Rage is going to be getting gas a lot sooner. So he could get his speed up sooner. He can get his layer sooner. But I'm not sure if the economic advantage that Jody's going to get from that will be any better or not.
Well, I think their hatcheries were thrown down at pretty much the exact same time, yeah. In
Is it?
fact,
Okay. Yeah, they are.
I think Rage might have thrown his hatchery down first.
It's really close.
Yeah.
So he just managed to sneak out a gas and start mining it sooner. Though that does mean Jody's going to get a few more minerals. Alright. 6 lings out for both players. Or actually 8 lings for Jody. Maybe he remembers the fast early lings from last game and he's, worried about that happening again. Worried about some speed lings coming up.
And I feel like pointing out here, Rage was able to mine over 200 gas by the time he made his lair. So I don't know, for getting his gas so early, I feel like he could have built the lair much earlier. Yeah, because his lair timing is not much faster than Jody's.
His speed is almost done, and I don't think Jody got speed at all. It doesn't look like he's upgrading it, so something to note of. Both players now just on similar ling counts and drone counts. Similar layer timing, so maybe we'll get into more of a macro game this time with a bunch of mutalisks. Hearing a macro game in ZVZ is kind of weird, but
Yeah, at least I don't think we'll have an hour-long ZVZ just quite yet, though. So we'll be good.
It'll just be mutas or something. Looks like Jody's really scared of some early ling pressure. He's throwing down a creep colony now and morphing it into a sunken right away.
So both of the players in general playing very similarly. Going for similar pool timings, layer timings, hatchery timings. So it'll just come down to whoever has the better macro and the better engagements later on. That'll probably determine the outcome of the game.
Both spires have been put down now. Jody's was slightly faster, but that's not enough to make a difference. He does have less gas, so when it's done, Rage should be able to make a few more mutas.
Yeah, so judging from that, it makes me think that Rage should go back and kind of take a look at his build order. Because the player that built the gas first, built his lair slightly first, has the later spire, which doesn't really make sense to me.
Okay, it looks like we have a lot of lings across the map here, like 2 control groups maybe of zerglings coming across the map. I don't think he's going to be able to bust his position or do anything.
Yeah, this is a lot of zerglings, but at the same time, Jody does have a lot in a good defensive position as well. So.
And he's got the sunken, so I wouldn't really want to try and push in there. And it looks like Rage noticed that and pulled back, so that's good. Or is he going to go?
As soon as we say that, is he going to go in? Don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, just like containing Jody here now. Can't really get out with his lings, but I mean, as soon as mutas pop, he can get some free shots on these lings. So I don't know if I agree with just keeping the lings here.
So interestingly enough, I want to point out that Rage has not taken the second gas, which I think is a bit unusual because, to my understanding, I think as soon as possible, you want the second gas so that you can pump more Mutalisks. Yeah, so just based off that alone, Rage might be putting himself behind by not taking this second extractor.
And we do see the first Mutalisks are out now for Jody. And for Rage. Okay, he's gonna kill the Overlord.
Yeah, both players taking out each other's scouting overlords in their main. So, eye for an eye sort of situation.
I'd like to see Jody use these Mutalisks to attack these Lings for free now too. He's putting down another sunken colony.
Yeah,
I guess
now,
he's really scared.
Now that Mutalisks are out, these Zerglings definitely should have pulled back earlier. And by having that Overlord here, Rage should have, been able to see that Mutalisks were out and he couldn't really put up any more Zergling pressure.
It looks like Rage is looking to be aggressive here.
And he didn't pay attention to this Overlord. He might be giving an Overlord away for free if Jody notices. But
Jody's sending out a control group of Lings to counter into Rage's base here, but Rage is sending everything back, so... I mean, it could still do some damage, but it shouldn't kill him. Is he gonna go straight for drones? I'd like that, actually. Be a good move. Because every drone in ZVZ is really important. So he gets 1 drone, 2 drone, 3 drone, 4 drones.
Wow, yeah, so Rage didn't bother...
Oh,
he didn't
that
bother
really
trying to run away his drones, and he lost almost every single drone in his main. That is so huge.
He's only got 4 drones left, so the economy is gonna be really hurting. That's just going to allow Jody to get further ahead.
Yeah, so in general, if there's ever any sort of damage done to Zerg's economy, they're going to have to waste their precious larva to re-drone. And during that entire time, the enemy can be using their larva to be building offensive units. So, yeah, especially in a mirror matchup like ZVZ, where every single larva is so precious, losing, 6-7 drones right there, that really is game-changing.
Yeah, I mean, if Rage commits here, all that has to happen is Jody just defends, and then it should be game over. Yeah, like, even the Mutalisk counts, Jody has twice as many Mutalisks in that stack. It's 12 versus 6, so...
Yeah, overall, Jody played very, very well. I felt like he had a pretty good understanding of what he needed to do. In the ZVZ matchup, he was very defensive early, but he also took the quicker second gas, and that kind of enabled him to build more Mutalisks. But he was also smart with his sort of Zergling counterattack, where he was able to pick off all those drones.
Yeah, it was a great move.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, a great 2-0 for Jody. It's nicely played.
Yeah, so I think that puts Team Supply Block up 2-0 in terms of the B-teamer games, because I think Doc Holliday 2-0'd his opponent, Gorgo, and Jody also 2-0'd.
Yep.
So yeah, Team Beast, we're having some trouble. Definitely could pick it up a bit.
Well, let's see if Team Beast can win the next set here.